Hey, thanks for taking the time to listen to this. This is Minutes with God, Street Interviews. God bless.
Yeah, I mean, the laws of nature, I think, is like obviously like, the physical world that we live in, the things that we yeah, exactly, like gravity, principles of physics, those kind of things. But then also, nature's God is, who created all those laws of nature? God did, and that's the acknowledgement and the testament of what He, His power and His strength in this world, and acknowledging that, if you choose to not to go without God, you're fighting an uphill battle. You know what I mean?
Do you think God and government should be separate?
No, I feel like we should use God's will to drive our government, but I don't think that realistically people will do that because there's been such a shift away from like God, and like they're trying to take it out of like schools and just government in general. So realistically, I don't think it's like an easy fix, but I do think like God should be a part of our government. It was originally, so.
Give me one good solid reason why you believe in God.
Oh,
only one.
Dang, only one? Only one? Man, I mean, that's such a great question. I would say like personally for me, it's come through, like I was always raised in it, and I didn't have like, maybe I guess like the biggest desire to follow God or to want to be involved in church and these other organizations and things. But I think for me, what it took is accepting that love and that personal like relationship that I would have with Jesus, and knowing that He cares about me and He loves me and He wants the best for me, and He wants whatever's best for my life that's beyond what I could ever want. And it's that acknowledgement of, man, there's somebody out there that, no matter how lonely I feel, no matter how broken I feel, no matter how sinful I am, whatever it is, He'll always accept me and bring me back. And that's, like, you can't refuse that kind of love, man. There's nothing better than it. So I think really that's been like a bold thing for me that's been,
Yeah, so one solid reason why I believe God exists. I'll give you one. I just think the fact that anything exists at all, to me, points to someone who caused those things to exist. I am only 25, but I've never seen anything just randomly come into existence by itself. So when I look at the world, when I look at the universe, when I look at science, the more that I read into it, the more that I see the complexity of it. I'm like, man, there had to be someone who put this all together. So even when I think of, people talking about the Big Bang, I'm like, somebody had to make that happen. Nothing just makes itself happen. So
would your belief be common sense?
Man, feels like it. I mean, I wouldn't want to, I guess, tell someone they're stupid if they disagree, but for me personally, I'm like, again, it seems, I think you could probably ask 100 people, have you ever seen something randomly come into existence by itself? And I don't think any one of them would say, yes, I've seen things randomly come into existence by themselves. So that kind of seems like common sense to me.
So in some ways, faith can be common sense. I mean, this just didn't randomly happen. Yeah. I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you so much. It was a good interview.
Thank you, guys.
Do you think the influence of Christianity can affect our government in a better way? We started off with it. We put it as the premise of America, the laws of nature and nature's God. So we changed the formula. Do you think we made a mistake by doing that?
I think so, just because like you see all the bad things that are happening today, and I think a lot of it is because of like this new like atheist approach where like they don't want to like put religion into anything. So like, I don't know, even with like abortion and stuff like that, when like people are trying to like legalize that, I feel like we're changing it so much that like you can't even like talk about God anymore, and I feel like that's like a really big issue. So I think like if we can get more like just Christian leaders or like people advocating for Christianity like in our government, I think things will be more peaceful. Personally, I think there'll be less problems, but again, I feel like it's such a hard issue to like fix.
Yeah. So the advocating appropriately and strongly would probably drive this nation to greater works. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Since we're on that topic, what do you think about the intellectual ground, the battle between God and faith here on campus? Is that a big battle?
It's a huge one. You definitely see like the split. So I actually am lucky to have like I'm in Chi Alpha and the NAVs, which are two Christian groups here on campus. So I feel like I have personally surrounded myself with like a good, and I'm able to defend my faith just because I have people to back me up, and I grew up in it. But I feel like it's so hard on campus because a lot of kids like they didn't grow up that way, or they've kind of like college. I feel like is the time where people like push it away and they're like, oh, I want to be like an adult and like do my own thing. So I think it's definitely like a challenge, but I feel like if you can surround yourself with like the right type of people, then it's not as much of an issue. So like I haven't struggled with it, but I've seen the effects of it like on my classmates and just people like around the campus. Yeah.
We talked to a lot of people. Some were drunk last night and some were just in the right mind. And, one of the reasons why they won't go to church or won't acknowledge God publicly, it's because the lifestyle that's provided, the atmosphere that's provided draws them away. Do you think that's true?
I think so. I think that like if I were to just go up to someone that I don't know, like especially on campus, to just like talk about my faith, they'd be like no, like don't talk to me about that, So I definitely think it's like a struggle, like big time, which is kind of why I'm really glad in the sense that I have like good friends who are like also Christians and like, so I tend to like be kind of sheltered from it. But I do think like a lot of people push it away because it's not like the cool thing to do, which is so sad because I'm like, it's the best thing to do, but a lot of people just don't feel that way. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on campus and sharing your faith and having strong roots in your faith. It's so important that you do that. So thanks so much. And I think I'm going to end the interview right then and there. All right. God bless you. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch these interviews. We hope that you have enjoyed them and are able to share some of these interviews and the hope of the gospel found in these interviews with somebody else who might be in need. Also, take some time to subscribe and to like our Facebook page and to join in on what we're doing. Any comments or any feedback below, please share your ideas. We are always open to hearing. God bless you until next time.